Several years ago, I was employed as a corrections officer in a state penitentiary. And basically, I was a prison guard. And, I enjoyed the job. I was learning a lot on that job. And for the first 2.5 years, things were going really well. And then after about a couple of years, about 2.5 years of working there, we had a little incident in one of the areas of the prison I was working in. It started off as a minor confrontation with an inmate that kind of escalated, and then eventually things kind of escalated very quickly to the point where I was involved in a little mini riot situation, and it was pretty scary for me. I was a young man at the time. I had never experienced anything like that. It was actually the first time in my life that I came face to face with my mortality, because I really believed that I wasn't gonna leave work that day. I thought I was gonna lose my life there, right there. And I'd never come face to face with death like that before, and it was pretty jarring. And I remember thinking to myself after that incident happened. Before that incident, I felt like I had a really good job. I was raised in a family that if you just got a good government job that had a good paycheck, good hourly wage, good benefits, that's all you could ask for in life. You were set. And I remember feeling that way, feeling like I was really fortunate, had a great job that paid well. But after that incident happened, where I was confronted with the possibility of my death, that paycheck seemed really small after that. It seemed really inconsequential. And the first 2.5 years, I was on my way in, as I like to explain it. I was on my way in. And after that incident, I was on my way out of that job, because it suddenly didn't seem worth my life. A paycheck didn't seem worth trading my life away for a paycheck. So I was on my way out the door. Now, I was tempted to quit the job not too long after that happened, but I stayed on. I stayed on for another 2.5 years. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? Well, I like to tell that story because I always say if money gets you into something, money will get you out of it. You won't stay. It will not be sustainable for you. Your work in the world, if it's motivated by money, will not be sustainable. And there are people, all kinds of people, that are motivated by money, whether it's conscious or unconscious. There are people who do all kinds of things, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with money. I love money. Money is a great tool. But money is not why you're here. You do not exist for money. You are not here to make money. You're not here to pay the bills. You are here to have a life and to live it fully. Now, I was talking to somebody recently, and we were talking about that time I spent working in a prison. I actually worked there for almost 5 years in the prison. And I always tell people I traded my life away for money. I literally put myself in a prison for 5 years for a paycheck. So people assume that I wouldn't do it again. And I actually surprised this person I was talking to when I said, if I could go back in time, would I? They asked me, would you take that job in the prison as a corrections officer now? And I said I would take it. I would take that job, but I wouldn't do it because of the paycheck. I would do it because it's what life was presenting to me. It was that open door, and I would walk in to that job as a corrections officer, and I would be very present, and I would milk that job for everything it's worth, for the experience that it was. See, what I didn't know back then was that job was actually teaching me invaluable skills about people, about trauma, about how to connect with people. There are things I could not be doing. I'm a life coach today. I work with people. I help people. I could not do the work that I am doing today apart from that prison experience all those years ago, working as a corrections officer in that institution. I learned things that nobody could teach me. So it was instrumental for me, but I wouldn't do it for money. I would do it for the experience. So a lot of people, they come to me and they say, I don't know what my purpose in life is. I'm looking for my purpose. I'm not really sure what my purpose is. And people feel stuck in life. And I always like to say, just stop looking for your purpose in life and start looking for the life you're living in this moment. Start looking for what feels like purpose in this moment. If you look for purpose in the moment you're experiencing, you will find it. See, whatever you're doing right now, whatever job you're in, you may be working a job just for a paycheck. If you will shift your thinking and start looking for your purpose in this moment. Have this moment fully. You will start to discover what your real purpose is, your true purpose is. And I wrote about this in a book called Living for a Living, right? Because that was my lifelong quest is I wonder if I could live for a living, which the answer is yes, and I am living for a living, and I recommend that you begin living for a living. But believe it or not, it has nothing to do with money. But your relationship with money will be totally transformed if you learn how to live for a living. You will have the best relationship with money as opposed to this love-hate relationship with money that so many of us have. So I wanted to tell you about this book. A lot of you have heard of it, but I just wanted to kind of share my story with you because your life is so valuable. It's actually so valuable that you should never trade it away for money. Not an hour of it, not a minute of it. You should literally begin to look at your life that's being experienced in this moment and look for the purpose that is available in this moment, and you will start to live life on purpose, and that will lead you where you need to go.